Good morning, everyone. Having a little technical difficulties. We switched to like Office Online, I guess, and so I'm still trying to figure that out. So give me just a second. Okay, guess I can't do that. Let's see what I can do then. I'll have to do it without any notes, I think. Duplicate. All right. All right, sorry everybody for that. I actually don't have. Okay. So, if you could all please join me and Gasho for opening meditation. I usually have my notes in front of me, but because I don't have since it's not in presentation view, or presenter view, I don't have my notes. So this is, I suppose, kind of maybe not word for word. Be compassionate to all beings without hostility or indemnity to all. Nam Wami Dabutsu. Nam Wami Dabutsu. Nam Wami Dabutsu. Nam Mon Dabutsu. Nam Mon Dabutsu. Nam Mon Dabutsu. No, it doesn't seem to be wanting to move. Okay, I think we're going to do the three treasures. Let's see if this works. Okay. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord, in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad of kalpas, hard is to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. 南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。Okay, we'll continue with sutra chanting of Junirai. Nam mandobs, nam mandobs, nam mandobs. Keishu tenin shokugyo Amira sen ryozoku son Zai mi myo annakok Muryo bushi shui nyo Konjiki shinjo nyo sen no Shama tagyo nyozo bu 両目上脈少年へ子が将来ミラソン面前炎上女満月以降有尿千日月少量天空くしら子が将来ミラソン観音将来観中十修十妙相法将言のぶくげの魔教満子が将来ミラソン無美無垢交渉上習得強血女国少佐利悪徳自在子が将来ミラソン実法妙門菩薩衆無料小魔上三段一生修上願力中子が将来ミラソン根体保険地上権前言少女如来座大い座上女洗脳子が将来ミラソン実法将来小無視権限人図思安楽戦後尊厳上苦行子が将来ミラソン小無常無我と薬尿水月伝尿の一種説法無名字子が将来ミラソン非尊無説無悪名薬無女人悪の不主任死神教非尊子が将来ミラソン非尊無料法勉強無少種悪知識往生不体死亡来子が将来ミラソン仮説非尊苦の苦人修善無縁如海水小逆前言少乗者永世修上小 Naman Dhamma, Naman Dhamma, Naman Dhamma, Naman Dhamma, Naman Dhamma, Naman Dhamma. Ganni shikudoku, byono sei sai, doon mo daishin, onyo Naman Davas, Naman Davas, Naman Davas, Naman Davas, Naman Davas, Naman Davas. Okay, I will now have the recitation of the golden chain. Golden chain. I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, first GATHA will be Can't Help Falling in Love. So, let's see. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I say, would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, 'cause I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, 'Cause I can't help falling in love with you. 'Cause I can't help falling in love with you. Okay, now we'll have the Dharma talk. So I picked that song because it's played in one of my favorite movies that I like to watch around this time of the year. So when everyone thinks of October, they think of the spooks and the trick-or-treating and, of course, Halloween. And we watch lots of Halloween movies, do Halloween stuff. And one of the movies I like to watch is the Book of Life, which is actually not about Halloween. It's about the Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, and I think technically Day of the Dead is in the beginning of November. But this is the time where we have all those decorations and everything out, so it's fun to watch those kinds of movies. And that's played in one of the songs. They use popular songs throughout the movie, which is kind of a fun format, and on the surface of it is a love story which tells more meaningful and deeper lessons about history, about life. And while it is a love story, and that's fantastic, and that's kind of where the song comes into play, there is also a very important storyline within the movie about family, tradition, and custom. And it's difficult for the main character to resolve it. So I'll try not to give anything too much away, because I really like the movie and I highly recommend everyone watches the Book of Life. So I won't spoil it for anyone. But one of the main characters is a bullfighter. And so he is at odds with that tradition of being passed down in his family, because he wants to be a musician. He thinks that killing the bull is not a very nice thing to do, and would rather play music, something that would make himself and other people happy, than to cause suffering to the bull. And so it's very hard, because his father is adamant about him succeeding in the family tradition. There's all this pressure on him because of generations of the family going back very, very far, and they've all been within that tradition. So for him to break with that would be this disgrace, dishonor upon him and the family name. So it's hard for him to put both his feelings of what's right, of compassion, and it's at odds with what his his family is telling him to do. And they both seem like the right thing to do, but he has to choose what kind of life that he's going to live. So I wanted to bring up this particular aspect of the movie, because I think it's important for us to really take responsibility for our own actions and what we would like to do going into the future. Oftentimes, not just within families, but all different kinds of communities, we end up doing things because that was the way it was done. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of times we do things because they work well, because we want to uphold a tradition, because we want to keep cultural aspects. And all of those are very important and noble reasons to continue to do something. Even if we're doing something just because we want to keep it alive, absolutely, that's an important value to have. However, we have to recognize that when we do that, that's what we're doing. And it's not because we're trying to buy into something bigger, whether it's like a moral right thing, or if it's because we're doing it because it's the most efficient. But if we're doing it because that's the way we've always done it, then we have to look at ourselves and look at the process and see if that's really what's best for us moving forward. Of course, it's always difficult to see the future and we don't know exactly what is going to be the best. But when we look at it, it's important for us to take into account several things. And being Buddhists, perhaps the most important thing to take into account is compassion. Of course, we'd like to think that we're wise or put in wisdom, and we always say wisdom and compassion go hand in hand. But ultimately, I think the easiest way to think about it, and perhaps not always the easiest way to do, but the clearest path to take, I suppose, would be the most compassionate. If we look at our actions, if we look at what we're doing, if the way we've been doing it has not been very compassionate, if we look around us and see that we are lacking in compassion, if we see that selfishness, greed has been guiding our actions, has been guiding our life, has been guiding our community, then it's important for us to make a change. And I wanted to bring up a character and conflict because very often this can put us also in conflict. For us to recognize that even though the way things have been done have not been very compassionate, it'll be very difficult to change. And I hope as Buddhists, we recognize that we have to have some kind of faith in ourselves and in the future, and ultimately in the people around us. If we have that kind of faith that things will get better, that we can make a change both in our own lives and the lives of others around us, then we can start moving towards that kind of compassionate existence. So I would like to end my talk in encouraging everyone to look at how we've been living our lives and decide if that's how we want to continue or if we want to make a change, as difficult as it may be. I hope that the message taken away isn't that you shouldn't do what your parents or grandparents tell you, because that's not what I'm saying. When we look at the tradition that we've come from, it's important, of course, to honor it and the people who are trying to look out for us the most, while we don't always understand or agree with it. When we feel that kind of love, we understand that they are trying to do what's best for us. But if we feel like we need to make a change, if we feel strongly that a more compassionate way is possible, then I would encourage everyone to take on that challenge, to take on that next step on the new path to create this new future that hopefully will be ruled by these values of wisdom and compassion. Okay. We will close with Ondok-san. Okay. If you could please join me in closing meditation, Gasho for closing meditation. By watching yourself, you watch after others. By watching after others, you watch after yourself. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, thank you everyone for attending this morning's service. We'll see you next week. Bye.